The other cleat dropped today after 56 years at the Oakland Coliseum. It is game over for the Athletics in Oakland.
Yeah, no. We can't support them if they can't support us.
Bottom line is money for them, and Vegas looks more inviting for that reason.
Check this out. A's fans packing the Oakland Coliseum for the first time in what seems like forever to send a blunt message to the Athletics' top brass.
Sabotage! Sabotage!
They chanted, "Fisher sucks," referring to A's owner John Fisher.
They are at war with John Fisher.
You are everything that is right about Major League Baseball. John Fisher is everything that is wrong about Major League Baseball.
The Oakland A's are a sports franchise currently going through some massive changes. Like this room. For the past 56 years, they've called Oakland their home. But their time in Oakland is soon coming to a close, with a move to Vegas all but certain. And there's one man to thank for that. John Fisher. I don't like this guy. Formerly a competitive force in the American League, the A's are now seen as a bottom feeder club, who refuse to spend big bucks to pay the best players. And because of that, fan attendance has been at an all-time low. John Fisher killed the team's fan base due to his apathy for the city of Oakland. Apathy created by greed to make more money someplace else. Vegas, baby. Yeah, good luck with that one. Also, sorry if I'm sweaty during this. It's the ass crack of summer, and I've got a light on me, and there's no AC out here, so... The things I do for you people. During their time in Oakland, the A's have been defined by moments of brilliance and innovation. Beginning as the Philadelphia A's in 1901, it wasn't until the 1950s when the A's decided to jump ship, becoming the Kansas City A's for at least a decade, followed by a more permanent move to Oakland in 1968. And the team has called this place home since. The swinging A's of the 1970s established a winning tradition in Oakland early on, winning 3 World Series in a row. The team also won another World Series ring in 1989, beating out their rival San Francisco Giants in a series now known as the Battle of the Bay, also known for that live broadcast of the 1989 Northridge earthquake, which is still insane now watching it. The team's legacy was further cemented in the early 2000s with the invention of Moneyball. Now, I'm not going to get into what Moneyball is exactly. There's a whole movie for that. But essentially what you need to know is they figured out who the best players were on cheap contracts based on analytics. Advanced metrics that no one was really using at the time. And it's changed the way baseball has been played ever since. By all measures, the A's were seen as one of baseball's most iconic and well-respected franchises. That is, until John Fisher came around and fucked everything up. But to talk about this, I feel like I have to get into a, better setting. Something that's a bit more of a class setting, where I can show all my work and give you all my teachings properly, instead of a active construction site. Let's just go to class, guys. Come on, just follow me. I'll show you where it is. Come on. Welcome to class, bitch. John Fisher is the current owner of the Oakland A's. Since buying the team in 2005, Fisher's approach has been marked by a consistent yet unsatisfying pattern for A's fans. Changes began in early 2007. Coming off of 5 playoff appearances in 7 years, the A's looked primed to win for the foreseeable future. But instead of even trying a little bit to keep that momentum, John Fisher decided to sell house. These moves, among among others around that time, would show how John Fisher likes to construct his teams, selling players at peak value because you don't want to pay them. And the A's began losing as a result. Regardless, the A's bounced back by 2012, making the playoffs another 3 years in a row. But after losing in that 2014 wildcard game to the Kansas City Royals, who would go on to, play in the World Series that year, John Fisher said, nah, I don't like this team. We got to clear house again. We got some contracts coming up. I'm not paying those. Fuck that. Josh Donaldson, a future MVP of the league and just off of a career year. No, let's let him walk, man. We don't need him. How about your all-star outfielder and prospect from Cuba, Yoenis Cespedes, who has become a household name in Oakland? Yeah, let's just let him go to the Mets so he can chase a World Series ring there. That's a smart idea. Okay, well, what about another fan favorite, Josh Reddick? Yeah, let's just let him go win a World Series with the Houston Astros, one of our biggest rivals in our division. No, yeah, this is fine. This is totally fine. This totally makes sense. These three guys were fan favorites and some of the best players Oakland had during this time, and they were given up for pennies to the dollar, if that. And because of that, the A's began to lose. But if you thought they were done just yet, man, I got something to tell you, because they started doing well. Around 2018, they were making the playoffs again. But if you know by now, John Fisher had other ideas. Your entire infield gone. Your entire pitching staff gone. Your promising young catcher, yeah, he's gone. But what about your core of young prospects still in the farm system? I mean, don't get me wrong. I get getting rid of the old guys, You want to build for the future, right? Nope. Your top prospects, they're all gone. Why? I don't know. Fuck the fan base, I guess. We're leaving this place for Vegas, baby. It's so much cooler over there, dude. You don't get it. Like, I want to go watch a baseball game and then gamble. I can't do that in Oakland. Well, I can if I know the right neighborhood, but that's like a different type of gambling. That's more so, gambling with your life instead of with some chips in the slots. I get where John Fisher is coming from now. I'm like Danny DeVito in that one meme. Put it up there. Yeah. How are you guys enjoying class, by the way? This is fun. The 2022 season ended up being one of Oakland's worst years in team history, going from 86 wins to 61 in less than a year. And if that's not bad, ticket sales were even worse. And John Fisher put his team in this predicament to make the move to Vegas that much easier. After all, why stay in Oakland if no one is showing up to the games? Other players and former residents of Vegas have also expressed concern for the move, simply because Vegas is Dodger territory. So it's really hard to see the fan base in Vegas suddenly jump ship to the Oakland A's. Let them enjoy the Raiders first before they get bored of that, Another Oakland team you guys are stealing. Why is Vegas stealing the Oakland stuff? Get your own shit. All these what ifs leave an unsure feeling as to how this move will actually go. But before that becomes a reality, I think it's important to talk about the current stadium of the A's and how this stadium has become a symbol of John Fisher's management. Poor. Welcome to the Oakland Coliseum. Yeah, she's a looker. The Oakland Coliseum has been home to the A's since 1968. They've stayed at the same place for almost 6 decades now, and they've been trying to leave for the past 3. Relocation efforts to San Jose and Fremont have all been blocked by the San Francisco Giants. They've essentially told the A's, nah, you can't be there. That's the South Bay. Don't take our fans, bro. We got territory rights over here. Don't jack our shit. Which personally, as a Giants fan, is something I'm not too happy about at all. Just let them play in Fremont, bro. It's on the East Bay. I mean, if anything, it's gonna make the rivalry with the Giants that more intense, especially in the South Bay where Oracle Park could be upwards of an hour away. You're just gonna get more people showing up to games, enjoying baseball, and possibly becoming Giants fans because of that fact. So, as a Giants fan, I'm sorry on behalf of my team, but it's not like I did it, man. I mean, I'm just a fan. I'm not the one who blocked the move. One of the most well-known proposals to keep the team in Oakland was Howard Terminal Ballpark. Yeah, pretty nice, honestly. This would have been a great place to watch them play. In a crowded area of Oakland with a bunch of new parks and stuff, man, this looks sick. Make this right now. But, you know, it didn't happen, unfortunately. And by late 2023, the MLB gave the A's an ultimatum. Either show us any meaningful progress of a new stadium in Oakland, or be forced to move. And when the A's showed up to presentation day with nothing on their Google Slides, the other 29 teams in baseball voted yes on relocation. The Oakland Coliseum is done. On its last legs, the stadium is now a shell of what it once was, and a reminder of how apathy and greed killed a franchise. But surely it can't be that bad, right? Well, might as well go check it out. Let's go, dude. Come on. We got to the stadium at around 5:40 p.m., roughly an hour before the first pitch. We paid for parking and found a spot pretty close to the stadium in a matter of seconds. After walking around aimlessly for a couple of minutes, a worker on a golf cart gave us a ride to the nearest ticket booth, which was honestly phenomenal hospitality on the A's part. I mean, she did not have to do that for us, but she did, which was honestly unexpected for a ballpark staff who knows it's all coming to an end within a matter of months, but man, I'm just happy to be here. After we were so generously given a ride to the nearest ticket booth, we got our tickets and decided to head into the park. The guy working the booth gave us an explanation of the seats, which spots were the best deals, and was just generally friendly with us, kind of becoming a theme with the staff of this place. Once that was all done, we decided to go find our seats.
Game starts at 6:30. What time is it?
It's 6:07.
6:07.
Yep.
No one is in their seats.
And despite not a ton of people in their seats, there were definitely a good amount of fans walking around, getting food, and buying stuff in team stores. I got a hat, and my brother got a hat and a jersey. Bandwagon.
Yo, I think he might be from Oakland.
We got to our seats shortly after, and honestly, for $93, this is as good as you can get for a baseball stadium. I guess the only issue I could have was the glare, but that cleared up once the sun went down as the game started. And again, for only $93 a piece, these tickets were a steal. Compare that to a game at Oracle Park where the San Francisco Giants play. Seats like these would cost anywhere from around $270 to $300. That's highway robbery in comparison. The game began at around 6:45 inside a stadium that was barren of fans. According to attendance records, this game got an estimated 9,600 people in the stands. Compare that to the Coliseum's capacity of around 56,000. It's clear the fan base has simply deserted the team, now that John Fisher's intentions are all but clear. Regardless, the game began. One highlight early on was me accidentally recording Miguel Andujar's second inning home run.
No way.
So that was pretty cool. But this game was a pitching duel for the most part. Barely any hits and a whole lot of strikeouts. And who says baseball is boring? As the game got to its middle stages, I went up to explore the rest of the stadium with my younger brother. And man, was this place a ghost town. It really feels like a ghost haunts this stadium. Like it shouldn't be this eerie at 8 p.m. on a summer day in California. Why is it so empty? They had maybe a couple of food options in the more crowded areas of the stadium. I had to bite the bullet and buy $25 worth of chicken tenders with a large soda, which costs almost the same as my hat. Why? This is frozen food. Why is the upsell so insane at sports stadiums? Do you really not make a profit on your $5 tickets? The stadium was probably 85% empty. 90 if I'm being more realistic. The entire top row was deserted, with only maybe a couple of stragglers getting some fantastic views. The club seats were also relatively dead, which was shocking considering that this part of the stadium is probably the most well-maintained. But hey, at least the water fountains worked. We got back to our seats and proceeded to enjoy a couple more innings of scoreless baseball. Yay. Honestly, I was enjoying my time though. Wanting to get more B-roll for the video I'm making right now, I went to explore the stadium some more, only to miss a home run as I walked past the A's home fan section of the park. Catcher Shea Langoliers hit a moonshot to put the A's behind 1, and the place went nuts. You would have thought they won the World Series the way these fans were celebrating.
Just missed a home run. Hate to see it.
It was honestly nice to see how die-hard these fans were for their team, even if the end is inevitable. But the fans clearly didn't care about all of that. At that moment, it was just passion. Passion for a team that deserves better. And I'm thankful I got to see that passion unfold in real time. I got back to my seat and stayed put for the rest of the night. The final score was Oakland 2, Baltimore 3. A tough loss to end a fun night. As we left the stadium, I couldn't help but feel funny about this whole thing. Walking out with those loyal A's fans, the air was heavy with sorrow. Sorrow because not only is the game over, but so is the team.
What do you guys think of the game?
Oh, it was awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was a great game.
10 out of 10. Sell the team. Yeah,
Sell the team.
The days in the Coliseum are numbered, a place that has been this team's home since 1968, and although a change is definitely needed, it makes sense why so many are upset about the move. And so, a great night ended with an uneasy feeling of dread. Dread for this team, as well as for the city of Oakland, California. As I left the Coliseum, I couldn't help but say thanks for all those great years of baseball, and for being the home of such a legendary sports team. Well, I'm back. Guys, real quick, do you think I look like I'm from Oakland in this fit? Let me know. Honestly, man, I had a great time at the Oakland Coliseum. Sure, the stadium conditions weren't the best, and maybe 15% of the stadium was filled up, but it still felt like an alive stadium. The fans who were there clearly cared about their team, and it seemed like people were enjoying a fun night out with their friends and family. And honestly, I'm upset that the citizens of Oakland won't have nights like this anymore. Regardless, as this team decides to pack up for Vegas, it's clear that their cultural and historic impact in Oakland will not be lost on the sport. From a Giants fan, thank you, Oakland, for your bitter rivalry and your historic franchise. And I hate to see this happen to you. You guys don't deserve it. But thanks for watching.